We're back with the bad vibe with Dwight and Jeremy.
All right, this is episode 85.
Yeah.
Back in black.
85. We're finally getting to a number that if it was an age, like...
You'd be dead.
Most
people aren't going to live to this age.
Most
Remember time we're like, we're over the hill, right?
We're like, we're 21. We can drink now.
And as like people in their 80s, we've reached our age limit on here. No, all right. So a lot of people are going around. There's this thing going on. They even got actors involved, supposedly, about this storm Area 51.
Ugh.
Okay, so a friend of mine on Facebook invited me to the group.
Yeah, me too.
And, you know, the same person, James, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay, that's weird. You know, I'd seen a little bit about it. And it's people... At first, it was kind of funny stuff. That
It's a joke.
And now it's going really, really far with some. But
if they actually storm Area 51, they're gonna get shot.
Yeah. Well, they're like, they can't kill us all. I mean,
just for a reference, because that's always the idea is like they can't get us all. When I was in high school one time, there was this certain day of the year that a lot of people would skip school. It was just that way at my high school. It was like a tradition. And then one year, they said they weren't going to put up with it. And they said, if anyone skips school tomorrow, they're going to get like a week of detention. And we were like, they can't give us all detention. And then they gave us all detention.
You're all like in the gym or something?
Yeah. When they called it the day after we all skipped, they're like, this is who has to go to detention today. And it was like, it just started out in the A's. It's like, Avery. Bishop. It was like almost not the whole school, but like well over half, 200 and something people.
They had like little camps to put everybody in detention, right?
They didn't have enough room, so they just started killing some people to make room.
They gave y'all tattoos, right? So they can keep up with y'all in the detention camps.
Yeah, but right? they did catch us all.
And then after y'all's PE, y'all had to hit the showers, and everybody was terrified. Right? Like, this isn't going to go too well. They're like, Mr. Knowlton's mad, right? You know what I mean? Like, something's going down. Like,
yeah. But, the Area 51 thing, it all started, I think, because Joe Rogan had Bob Lazar on his podcast. And so Bob Lazar...
It'd have to be kind of cool to be the one that started something like this, because it is, like, huge.
You mean like the guy that started, hey, we're going to storm Area 51?
Yeah.
It was, at one point, it was him, and he got one friend to say, okay?
Yeah.
And then now there's, like, millions of fucking... But, and it also, it's like, that many people are, like, seriously considering storming it, running in like fucking dorks with their hands flayed out.
Like swords and stuff?
Yeah, like, those people vote. And that lets you know why, like, we're circling the drain. We should only let smart people vote.
There's plenty of other, like, problems in the world. Not like we're trying to solve them, but plenty of other problems in the world that, like, this many people getting together to agree on something could solve. Yeah. You know? I mean, instead they're like, we're going to jump the fences. And maybe half of us get killed. The other half are going to see some fucking aliens.
Yeah. And what's funny is they're not going to see any aliens. Even if they get it, like, there's no...
That's like a bombing site or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, they develop technology, like, you know, like the stealth bomber or whatever, the airplane. Before it was known, like, they were, like, working on it there and test flying it there and stuff.
Like, they don't want anybody to get in there because it's, like, secret stuff they don't want other countries and stuff knowing, maybe?
Yeah.
I mean, that, like...
Other countries probably aren't on Facebook, right? Other countries probably aren't on Facebook, right? You know, there's, like some Russian, like Putin's like, yeah, he's in the group to storm Area 51.
Like, I wondered, like, Steve Jobs was in there creating the iPhone, right? And then, like, it was finally able to be, you know what I mean? Like,
he's just half machine.
All these little things that we know of eventually were invented there.
Yeah, Elvis and Tupac are in there.
Yeah.
For some reason.
They're doing their next albums together.
Elvis is like 100 years old.
They're doing their next album together, right?
But, so Bob Lazar was on Rogan's podcast, and since the 80s, he's had this story that he worked at Area 51, and his job was to work on the spaceships that they had found and, like, figure out how they work and stuff. And he had this crazy elaborate story, and a lot of people have always believed it because he's...
Did it say that Will Smith showed up and they took a spaceship and...
No, but that's basically what...
You know what I mean?
That movie, that place when they go underground and there's that, like, long-haired scientist guy, that's basically, like, when he tells his story, it sounds like that.
Well, that's what you picture because that's all we really know of Area 51.
Yeah. So I always just assumed that. I mean,
all these nerds that work in a basement out in the desert.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of weird. I mean,
but there's no aliens. Like, his story was like crazy, and it's compelling because it hasn't changed. Like, since the 80s, his story's still the same. But I looked into it. I did some like research, and so he said that he went to MIT and like Caltech or something, but there weren't records of him having gone to those colleges. And he's like, well, yeah, it's because the government like scrubbed the records so people wouldn't believe me. And I was like, okay, maybe. Then they asked him one time in an interview, they said, what were some of your professors' names at these schools? And he gives 2 names.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, yeah, whatever. This is back before like the internet, I guess. It was hard to look up. Turns out that those 2 names, one of them is the name of a science teacher from the high school he went to. And the other is the name of some kind of teacher from a community college that he's on record of going to. So then I was like, okay, then he's lying.
Yeah.
Because why else would he?
So he's lying about everything.
Yeah.
He just discredited everything.
Because how hard is it to remember the name of one MIT?
You can see him holding a Dr. Pepper bottle, and you're like, he's probably drinking Coke.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing he says is believable now.
But you could even, like, if I had a lie that said
a dick is in his mouth, and he says that he's, that he's gay, and you're like, nope, still don't believe it.
He loves pussy.
Right?
No, so if I had a lie,
he's like, I'm going, right? And you're like, nope, you're definitely straight.
If I had a lie that I went to Harvard, and somebody said, okay, so you got to understand, you know that you didn't really go to Harvard if you're telling this lie, right? So you know that they're going to look into it and not find you in the record.
Harvard?
I'm saying Harvard for my
scenario. Okay.
Whatever college. So I say I went there, and I know that they can easily look it up and see that I didn't, but I know that I can say the government made it look like that, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to find the names of a bunch of fucking professors in the fields that I am claiming to have been in. So when they're like, what, name some professors? I'm just going to rattle off, like, oh, yeah, start naming names of actual people who were actually Harvard professors at the time I said I went there.
Uh-huh.
He didn't even do that much.
He's like, no, they got scrubbed from the database.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? He's like, that was a professor there. He's not because of the government.
Yeah, it's so easy just to find out the names of some, some professors or whatever. So when I found that out, that those names were the same as teachers he had in schools he really went to,
yeah,
I was like, okay.
It'd be different if those names never existed. You can't find them at all.
I think that'd be
bad. But since they match up with something else in the past,
yeah,
that's where it's...
Yeah, you're like, come on. You're science teacher in high school.
Yeah.
You clearly were on the spot when they asked for names, and you're like, all right, let me think. Names, science.
Yeah.
And then, boom, what came to your science teacher?
He's like, James McWindow. Right? And then they're like, they're like, who the hell's that? We don't see any James McWindow in the world, right?
You see him, like, looking around, he's like, shirt...
Yeah.
Blueson. Shirt Blueson. They're like, sir, I'm wearing a blue shirt. I know where you're getting these. He's like, Mr. Hattie.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Nothing he says is, yeah. That's still cool, though, that, like, to think that someone, like, said some stuff.
It sucks that it's not true.
It was on a podcast he said it?
Yeah, on Rogan. I mean, if you want to call that a podcast, it might as well be on fucking... That's the biggest entertainment there is.
Yeah.
It's bigger than TV shows. So it's like, oh, he's on a...
I thought you were trying to downgrade Rogan at first. And I was like, you're like, if you want to call that a podcast. It's a couple guys that I think record. And every once in a while.
If he came on here and said it, and it took off, that would be impressive. Anything that goes on Rogan, if it's interesting or fun or whatever, gets famous because like millions and millions and millions of people listen to it. Uh-huh. And his story, you want it to be true. When you listen to him talk, because it seems true when he's talking, he's just like, yeah, I went here, and it all matches up, it all makes sense, except for the fact that there's like these spaceships they were working on. But
he's like, and you were there, and you were there. You're like, what the hell? I mean,
it would be funny as if you really broke down his story. It was like the arc of it and everything like matched the Wizard of Oz. Uh-huh. Yeah, he's like, so the tornado blew my house away. Next thing you know, I'm working on spaceships. There was a man with no heart. No, but when you listen to Bob Lazar's story, because I've known the story since I was like a kid, because he was like famous. But when you listen to it, you want it to be true. But you just realize First of all, he's going on all these news outlets and his podcast now and all this stuff telling the story. If it was true, they would have killed him a long time ago.
Yeah.
Why not just kill him?
They're like, stop this guy before he gets on another one.
Yeah.
He's already been on Rogan.
Yeah. Why not just kill him? They let him talk because he makes everybody thinking that there's aliens at Area 51 is good for the people at Area 51. Mm-hmm. Because then it's like, oh, yeah, anybody with any sense knows that that's bullshit. So if that's what they're thinking, let them run with that.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, yeah, we're fucking working on spaceships. But really, they're like, you know, working on the next bomb that's really good at killing little kids in other countries or something. You know, so.
He's like, Sasquatch was there, turning wrenches with me.
Yeah.
Right? You know?
Yeah.
But we got him to lift the big shit, right?
Obviously. Yeah. He that movie, Paul.
Yeah.
He thinks that was a documentary.
Yeah, I forgot about that movie.
Yeah, it's alright. Seth Rogen is an alien.
Seth Rogen, Joe Rogan.
Jewish alien. But,
yeah, anyways. The alien shit, though, I mean, it's... I was talking to my wife the other day, and I said something about Area 51, and I was saying about the alien stuff, and she was like, really? And I was like, no, I mean, like, they said, like, back in, like, the 50s or something like that, spaceship landing or something like,
yeah.
You know, but I mean, like, and she was like a real alien? And I was like, you've never heard of Area 51, like, even in movies and stuff? And she was like, I guess. She's like, but I thought it was just movie stuff. And I was like, there's people that really believe there's, like, aliens there.
Yeah.
And she's like, no. And I was like, I mean, I know she comes from, like, religious, you know, upbringing or whatever.
Watch the news
where it's, like, straight up, like, they don't believe in aliens because we were invented 2,000 years ago. And it's not like he was also having some, you know...
He was
other planet he practiced
on Venus or something.
He has some planet where he built green people. He's like, nah, green's not going to work.
Yeah, they're asking.
Go to this one. They're going to be all different colors and not get along. You know what I mean? Like, the green people are going to hate them.
Yeah,
they're going to come one day and ruin them all.
Yeah, I kind of hope they show up. Everybody, I think, wants there to be aliens.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like it'd be bad for us. You know,
there's so many movies about it though. That just aliens coming here, and it's like there's ones where aliens are just bad. There's ones that aliens are good, but then we're bad, so we make them bad. And it's like there's a bunch of different. I mean, I love alien movies.
There's just no hope of if smart, any kind of like able to move around and like think on their own beings make it here. That means they're a million times smarter than us.
Yeah, they made it here. We couldn't make it there.
Yeah. So, and then we just. I mean,
look what happened to Indians.
That's the way
they couldn't get over there. We came over here and destroyed.
That's what people say. They're like,
I mean, we as in, you know, a race.
It's like me and you showed up.
We showed up and
we're like, we're back.
We got 2 guns, right? Yeah. Looks like Men in Black. You know what I mean? And we got our like phaser guns and stuff.
Yeah.
But no.
But that's what that's what people base it on. They're like, anytime a more advanced society encounters a less advanced society, the less advanced society doesn't do well. So. And then, you know, it's even like as much as what if they got here and they looked at us the way we look at like ants or termites or something, and they just like, oh, okay, they're kind of annoying, so let's just kill all them.
Or what if it's just a tiny little spaceship lands and it's something like ants gets out?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Then
and then we just destroy it.
Yeah, I was gonna say if ants
without even
I'll
knowing,
take care of them.
Without even knowing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like,
they just get out and
an elephant steps on it and they're gone.
Yeah.
Like,
or they just land on an actual ant pile and I spray it with poison.
Ants take over them, and then we never even had to do it.
Yeah. That's most likely what's going to happen one day.
I don't know. I mean, but she was asking about the whole the alien stuff, and I mean, like, I guess she's liked the sci-fi stuff since we've been together these last 8 years or whatever. And like, I opened her up to a lot of different like things
she
that
wants
she
to
had
get
never
abducted
been.
Just to get away from you.
She's never been exposed to any of this stuff, so it's all, you know, like new to her. And we've been married for 8 years, and all of a sudden we're talking about like this alien stuff, and she's like, there's real like people that believe in this place with aliens on Earth.
I'm kind of with her,
I was
though.
like, yeah,
like,
I mean,
yeah, really?
I mean, it's strange, but like, she had never even known that there was people that believed in that stuff.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
But I mean,
there's
I
millions.
think, right? You know what I mean?
Well, when I was
I
younger,
do like a lot of movies, but I mean...
Dude, I mean,
we can't say, I can't believe there's people out there that believe there's aliens. I can't believe there's people out there that believe there's a God.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, this guy created us, right? And then,
what if that's what's at Area 51? They found God. They got him tied up in a closet.
Like,
he's like, "Let me out, guys."
Yeah.
They're like, "If you keep it up, we're gonna gag you again."
And then while they have him, he gets away, gets his magic wand, and he creates aliens that are going to come here.
That's probably
to free him.
Yeah.
So he is at Area 51 trying to get out.
That's as likely as what those people think.
Yeah.
You know what? If God like came over and you beat him up and put him in a closet, I don't even think that's a sin. I've never heard anywhere where it's against the rules to assault God, because he's all powerful. So that'd be like if there was a. Well, I guess you
get like 3 wishes, like on Aladdin.
I was gonna say if that'd be like if your kid, but you do have rules against your kids hitting you,
right?
You don't want your kids to hit you.
You have to pray for asking for 3 different things.
I wish.
And that's wishes.
I'm glad that you don't find out that that's true, because when you were like 13, you started thinking that, and like you'd just waste your first 3 wishes on 3 girls that were kind of hot. You know what I mean?
You're like, I want a bunch of Reese's, right?
You have a bunch of candy
Amen,
and fuck
right?
2 decent looking girls.
You're like, amen. You got a pile of Reese's with chicks in it, right?
Yeah. And like I said, they're like,
they always waste the first one to make sure it's a real wish and it works. And then their second one is something they really want, and the other one.
If you want to make sure it works, be like $100 billion. I wish there was $100 billion in my bedroom. Make sure your kid's not in there.
That's too much in there.
How's that too much?
No, I mean,
then for the rest, if your house burns down, you're fucked. But
yeah, and they're gonna take $100 billion to the bank. You're like, I want a deposit. And they're gonna be like, where'd you get it? Well, there's this fucking genie God thing.
No, I think it'd be easy to launder that much money. If you just, all
of a sudden you have all this nice shit, it's gonna, like, the government's gonna get wind of it, you know?
You just gotta be smarter than the government. And one way to do that is to not say your plan on a podcast.
Yeah. You're like, it's easy to launder. You're like, it'd be easy to launder $100 billion.
I think it would.
You know?
I think it would. All you gotta do is start a bunch of businesses, for one thing.
Yeah.
But you have to explain where your money. I mean, nobody's gonna come here and think I'm laundering money. They're like, why would you live in
this dude was running like heavy machinery, and then next day he like owns Amazon.
He drove a Lamborghini to work.
You know, he owns Amazon now.
Yeah. Maybe. But I mean, let's say it like for real though. You're driving down the street, you see a briefcase by the side of the road, you pick it up, and let's just whatever it is, it's $100,000 or whatever. Do you think you could deal with that? Do you think you could, like... First of all you got to do is keep it in cash. And every time you and your wife are like, hey, we're going to go out tonight, grab 100 out of it.
Yeah, you'll never use it.
You'll
never use all of it, you know?
Or...
Every time you go buy groceries.
Yeah,
every time.
Groceries. That means... But here's what happens.
All right, so this is what you'd have to do. All right. I can see where you're going with this. Every time you got to go do something, take out of that.
Yeah.
But every check you have, just deposit.
Yeah, and pay your bills
with it. And... pay your bills with this too, though.
Yeah, but
cash.
Your bills are going to get a lot higher because you're probably going to buy a new whatever.
In cash, yeah.
I pay stuff in cash.
Then you go to get registration for your Lamborghinis, and you know what I mean? They're like, now all of a sudden you're buying like 50, like...
You got 2 Lamborghinis parked in your house that's next to a trailer park?
Yeah.
Your shit would get so stolen quickly. Some little white trash meth head kid doesn't know how to drive a 3-speed. He's like trying to pull out.
You got something else to bring up?
Yeah. I was just liking the idea of you having a Lamborghini. Oh shit!
Like, does it come in automatic? Because I'm not gonna mess with that shit. Like, that's a waste of money. An automatic Lamborghini.
All right, dude. The other day I was at work, and you know the guy I work with, right? The older guy.
Okay.
So we didn't have much to do, and we were sitting in the truck, and he was watching. He always watches YouTube videos of like hunting, like dogs chasing pigs and shit like that. So he was like showing me this video, and it was stupid or whatever. And then you know how like they have that like the suggested next video. So he would just let it play. So like the video's over, and then the next one just starts playing. So it was just going down through these suggestions of what he's been watching or whatever.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so then all of a sudden there's like a pig video, and then there's one where there's this guy, he's like Middle Eastern or something, and he's got a cow and a donkey both tied to a tree, and he seems to be trying to get the donkey to fuck the cow. He keeps leading it around to the back of the cow and like leading it, and then the cow walks off, and he looks frustrated, and he does it again. And that's about a 10-minute video of that we watched in its entirety.
God.
And then the next video, there was 2 camels.
Y'all went down the rabbit hole.
Yes. Yeah. Almost, if you listen to the end of this story.
Camels?
We almost literally went down a rabbit's hole. Yeah, so camels there's people trying to get camels to fuck. And I never even, in my mind, imagined that camels fucked. I mean, I guess I knew they did.
I guess they do.
But it was you never thought of seeing camels fuck. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
So then they're trying to get camels to fuck, and, it doesn't seem like it's for breeding.
Does it jump up and grab it by the hump?
They never got it to, get it that close. No, I'm wrong. Eventually, the lady camel, lays down.
Oh, shit.
Sits down, and then the other camel, tries to get on top and fuck her. He's but camels fuck very violently. He's ripping off her ear and biting the back of her neck and shit. So eventually it gets to horses fucking, and the whole time the horses fucking was the only one that seemed like it was for breeding purposes. The rest of them seemed like it was for entertainment. The people in the video, it seemed like they were trying to watch animals fuck. You know what I'm saying?
And y'all were watching them.
Yeah, we were watching them. The weirdest one, though, we get to this one. It's this lady in India or something, and she's wearing this. It's like a dress, but it's like if you just had a sheet and you just tied it around right above your tits.
And they try to get a camel to fuck her.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Uh-huh. It's a horse, though.
Oh shit!
And she's standing in front of this horse, and she's you can tell she's trying to look sexy.
For the horse?
Or for the camera? Or
I
don't know.
Horse is I'm not into that.
Yeah.
Right?
So she goes and she keeps going around the horse.
A little bit of this. She's pulling it down.
And she walks under the horse. So she's the horse is standing up and she's squatting under its belly and doing her her shirt or her dress thing.
It's gonna kill her
if she fucks it. I mean, people fuck horses.
Well, and fucking it, but also it just stepping on her or something. Yeah. Kicking.
She's kick me in the pussy, kick me in the pussy. She was a freak, I could tell. So the
horse is named Trump.
Eventually, she takes off her dress thing, but she's holding it out in front of her where you can't see her. It's on YouTube. It doesn't show neck and shit. So she's
it show a horse fucking a chick, but it won't show her boobs.
That would be funny if the horse was just fucking the shit out of her and her tit came out of her dress and it was blurred.
It was blurred. Yeah, it's got a little smiley face on it or something.
A little horse
face. A
little
puke face.
But so she would take her dress off and be kind of dancing behind it, but she was holding it out in front of her where from the camera view you couldn't see her, but the horse could. But that was probably the weirdest one we saw. And then it just kept going. And I told him, I said, do you understand the YouTube algorithm now?
That's just gonna pop up.
It's
all the
gonna
time.
Constantly suggest animal fuck videos to you.
Yeah.
And he was yep. He watches them because why'd they come up in the first place?
It probably worked. He did the other way of the rabbit hole. He started watching those videos, and somehow it led to hunting.
Yeah.
Right. And then he worked it back way around.
It got to there was one of rabbits, and I don't know if they were trying to fuck or what. That's why I said the rabbit hole. It was this pen with several rabbits in it, and one rabbit was chasing another rabbit and trying to catch it. It would catch it and kind of get on top of it, then it would run away. So I don't know if they were just playing or they were trying to fuck, but it was funny that we literally went down the rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. There was I told him, I was from now on it's gonna just assume that you like animal fuck videos, and it should, because at some point he had to type in camel gets laid or something like that. Because how did it just get... I've went on YouTube and just scrolled, and you end up getting to weird stuff. You start out watching an old boxing match, you end up watching a documentary about the earth is flat or something. But I've never gotten to camels fucking. And we got there quick.
He's I get here all the time. Right?
It's his homepage.
Yeah.
But he...
his face is a camel on the thing.
Oh, shit. So anyway, this is something that me and you had kind of talked about earlier in the week. The girl who licked the ice cream.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm almost 100% positive
that we started that?
That we started that.
Okay, yeah. So I don't remember what episode it was, but it was a while back. It was a month ago, right?
It was right before that lady licked the ice cream.
It's not going to be named that, right?
No, I'm just gonna like glance at it and see. Motherfucker.
But anyways, on one of the previous episodes, which was probably like a month or two ago, maybe.
Yeah.
We talked about how there is no seal on Bluebell ice cream, and it's not just Bluebell, but it's a lot of them. But there's no seal on there. It's just straight up cardboard on cardboard.
The lid just sits on top of the ice cream.
The only thing it's holding together is the suction of the ice cream.
Yes.
And you peel it off of there. So, I mean, everybody's aware of that now. But we had talked about it being so easily tampered with. Someone just open it and, like, mess with it, close it.
Yeah. Well, because I said, we were talking about, we were, like, making a joke about how Bluebell ice cream has, like, diseases in it. Not a joke. That's just a fact. And I said, I was like, yeah, you could just take the top off and eat some out of it while it's in the store and put it back. I was like, I've done that. When I was a kid, I used to do that all the time.
Like, you can't say that shit now, though.
I know what I'm saying.
If you had video evidence, you'd be in jail.
What's the statute of limitations on eating ice cream? And this was like 25 years ago.
Yeah.
But we used to just eat ice cream. And in our family, that wasn't the worst offense that was done at a grocery store.
Yeah.
Our cousin used to jam his fingers down into hamburger meat.
Yeah.
And like...
Just like pop that plastic and just stick it in there and then go to the next one and do it.
And if you remember, he always had some kind of like medical issue where he always had itchy balls.
Yeah.
Like, remember that?
So he's probably been the creator of a couple different like STDs.
There was definitely like ball sack juice.
Yeah.
In that hamburger meat.
I mean, I'm sure no one picked that hamburger meat, though. No one's like, oh, this one's got a hole in it. Someone's already peeled the plastic back for us. It's ready.
They picked it. The episode where we talked about that was episode 83.
Oh, so it was on the last episode.
It was the last one we actually put out. Or not the last one, the one before.
What sucks is, episode 83... Okay, so it came out a while back. Okay.
I'm telling you, when we put that episode out, it was a few days later that it was in the news that girl was licked that ice cream, and this girl is from San Antonio, and she did the thing in Lufkin. We always have a lot of downloads from San Antonio.
So like straight up, we could have started this way.
I like to think we did, because then it makes us like, we're actually really making some changes out in the world.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not for the better.
It's not good that she did that, but
maybe it is for the better, because Bluebell is like, it's a good ice cream, but it does get people sick. So we're creating awareness of this Texas treasure, I guess.
Yeah.
That can be tampered with and diseases started.
We're doing God's work out there.
Yeah, we're doing aliens' work out there. Right?
Yeah. But I told a couple of people that I was like, hey, did you hear about this girl licked the ice cream? Of course, everybody has. And everybody's like, I can't believe that's disgusting. And I was like, first of all, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I get, because a lot of people, you know how when there's...
Like, that's disgusting. They go to a strip club and some girl's rubbing her asshole in the face while they're throwing money at her.
Yeah.
And then they go and they're like, this fucking ice cream might have been tampered with.
Yeah. But
right?
You know how people will always jump on an obvious side? Like somebody gets accused of murder and they're like, that's disgusting. I don't think you should murder people. And it's like, really? Is that your hot take? You think murder's bad? So everybody's like, I can't believe this girl did that. That's disgusting. She should be... And it's like, shut up. We know you don't want somebody licking your ice cream. You don't got to act like you're some kind of like white knight savior because you think it's bad to lick somebody else's ice cream.
Yeah.
But I think that it's a good thing. I mean, it's not a good thing, but it's like, that's what kids do. Have we all forgotten? You do dumb shit when you're a kid.
It's just now everything is recorded.
Exactly.
And
you want to...
And you can see it.
Thank God there was no social media when I was a kid. We were bad people. We were criminal...
They're still bad. They're just trying to get attention now. And
they're doing like little bullshit stuff. Who hasn't stolen stuff from the grocery store while you're shopping when you're a kid? Or an adult?
Who hasn't just, ate some food at a grocery store and put the wrapper or put it back?
Everybody's done that.
You know what I mean?
Everyone has done that.
Yeah.
And the ice cream thing, I did it when I was younger because, I mean, we never had good ice cream and stuff.
Or money.
Yeah. But I would do it with my fingers.
So you can get good ice cream without having to spend anything, right?
You just eat how much you want.
You're going to eat it all, right? I left some.
Yeah. And nobody's gonna buy that ice cream and eat it and not know that I tampered with it. When you open ice cream and it's not flat on top, you know something's up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It looks like someone fingered it.
Yeah. It's like dug out like this.
It's like
there's dirt in it from my hand.
There's a piece of hair. They're like, I'm not going to eat this. I'm going to take it back to the store and give my money back.
Yeah, so then everybody wins. You get your money back. So
they're going to do a DNA test on it to see who... There's like skin particles in there. They're like,
is it weird that the skin particles and the pubes aren't from the same person? This guy was jerking somebody off and then ate the ice cream.
They're like, these skin particles aren't even known to this universe.
I mean, but really though, we all did stupid shit like that. I said the same thing when kids were eating fucking Tide Pods. Yeah, it's dumb to me when I'm in my 30s and I see kids do dumb. I get that, like I wouldn't do that now. But when I was a kid, I did just as bad of stuff or worse. Crazy shit. We fucking burned the top of our hands with matches. Why?
I didn't.
I know, but I'm saying I did. Like that was a stupid thing to do, but I did it, and I didn't record myself doing it, and there were no adults like telling me how stupid I was.
The old guy from your work is like watching those camel videos, right? You know, camels fucking, and then like, and he's like getting used to seeing them. You know, it's not as disgusting anymore. And then, like, somehow it ends up transitioning into someone licking ice cream. Yeah. And now he's like, I just can't have enough of it now. This is just, I can't. That's disgusting.
He wants a video of a camel licking ice cream.
I'm sure he's in that same group along with, it's bad.
Most people, they're just like, I can't believe, and it's like, you really can't believe some teenager did something stupid? Mm-hmm. Really? That's what teenagers
What's crazy is, though, it started a wave to where it's all ages now. There's like some guy in his 30s or whatever.
Yeah, but that's just because it's a worthless piece of shit that has never...
Now it's like a challenge.
Look, you could say, like, you can hate our podcast. I'm sure it's not for everybody. But we're trying to get attention by using a talent that we think we have of being funny or interesting, and that's how we're getting attention. There's no shame in that. Some 30-year-old trying to get attention by copying a joke that like a 16-year-old girl did to try to get... You're a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. The girl did it because she's a kid, and it's kind of fun. I get why it's funny. People saying I don't understand how that's funny. It is funny.
You think she's going to like juvie?
I don't know, but he should go to the fucking death penalty because
3 hots and a cot. But no colds. She's like waiting for dessert. All the other inmates get ice cream. She's licking theirs.
She has a real problem. She can't not lick ice cream. But
like, that first lick's the best.
But the 30-year-old dude that did it is just trying to get attention, and he's trying to get, which is fine. Like I said, we try to get attention, but he's trying to get attention off of copying the joke of a fucking 16-year-old. Mm-hmm. That guy's a piece. This guy's fucking worthless. 3 hots. That's pretty funny. Yeah. So the ice cream chick, you know, the guard comes in, puts ice cream on his balls. He's like, "Want some ice cream?"
Oh. You can lick my Bluebells. Oh, shit.
Just a dab will do you. I don't think that's ice cream. So, yeah. The girl that licked the ice cream is like honorary bad vibe.
Man, it would be so awesome. I think we've already talked about it, but if she was like, she got her handcuffed behind her back. They're taking her to the courthouse, and she's like, I got it from the Bad Vibe podcast. Right?
That would be, I think
we're sitting at the other table defending ourselves.
Honestly, to me, it's too much of a coincidence that we talked about that.
She's from like 2 hours away from us.
Yeah, from an area where we do get, downloads. Mm-hmm. She, right after that episode comes out, she does it. Like, she had to, at the very least, been, like, subconsciously.
Like, I want to feel like she was going to the grocery store, listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was going to get ice cream.
Yeah.
But I'm not now. I'm just going to get a lick.
Yeah.
What if her punishment was licks? Shit.
I saw another one where it was like this chick, like, I don't know what you would call her. Like a hot girl. Like.
The mouthwash?
No.
Have you seen the people do, like, they go and, like, for one thing, the little, like, plastic thing on the mouthwash is taken off now. Mm-hmm. They go, like, in the video I saw, they go up there and they just grab it off the shelf. The plastic thing's already off. It was clearly set up.
Yeah.
They take off the little top and they take a swig and, spit it back into it.
Yeah.
But I've seen people do that and they end up saying, like, well, I did buy it, and they have the receipt for it. But that dude that's, like, in his 30s or whatever, he said, I bought it. But he got charged with doing an unlawful whatever illegal act on film.
Yeah.
So he didn't show him buying it.
The people who buy it and are just doing that, those people are fucking losers.
Yeah, he did that, but
you're trying to get the attention and the publicity of the girl who literally licked an ice cream. You gotta admit,
she was the first one to do it.
She fucking licked the ice cream. Big ass.
Wasn't it like Mexican chick?
I think so. And put it back. She didn't buy it. She doesn't want you to believe she bought it. She did that because she thought it was funny. I kind of think it's funny too.
Yeah.
I don't want everybody licking all the food in the store.
Yeah.
But it was funny when she did it, and I like it even more that I feel like I'm 80% certain that we influenced her to do it. Now, I don't want to be taken to court.
No.
And they're like, why'd you tell her to do it? I don't even know the bitch. But she is an honorary member of our podcast.
She's listening. Do it again.
What's her name?
Oh, shit.
Oh, and they probably didn't release it because she was a minor, right?
Yeah.
But
we'll find out in a year or so, right?
Yeah. She is a, yeah.
She's an honorary vibrator.
You always say, if you're listening to this, you are the bad vibe. She is, definitely. This chick is
she fully embodied it in that store.
Yeah.
Right?
And, a high school girl from San Antonio. You never know who you're going to reach. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I feel like we're...
the chances of such, us talking about that days before that happened.
Yeah.
And then,
I wonder whoever went out and fucked cats after that episode.
Cat fucking? Well, it was two episodes.
Yeah.
They weren't, and then after the second episode, they're like, okay, I gotta do it.
I gotta do it.
They're like, it's just too much talk about it.
It couldn't be this high school girl. She's the one that always does it because she's only 15 or 16 now. That episode came out 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Nobody fucks cats when they're 11.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Maybe.
If you're gonna fuck a cat, you're probably gonna wait till you're 14 or whatever, when the hormones are all fucked up in you. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that girl is... I wish we could get her on here.
Yeah, whenever she gets out of whatever kind of trouble she's in.
If her name's ever released, we're going to try to contact her.
Yes. Comment back to us, please.
Yes. If it was you and you are listening, get a hold of us. That
she might be like, they ruined my life, right?
Just send an email to the what is it? thebadvibe@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And say, hey, it's me. You know what's crazy is my wife saw that because they showed the video. She was watching the video. And she kept saying, she's like, that looks like so-and-so's daughter. Some friend of hers daughter who lives in San Antonio. And I was like, is it? And she's like, it looks a lot like her. And she showed me on Facebook or something, pictures of that girl. And it kind of did look like her. And then they didn't release her name. So I don't know. But yeah, whenever her name's released, we're going to try to contact her and see if she wants to come on. And I wish she could come here and do the podcast.
Lick some ice cream with
I was going to say we could do a video thing and have just a bunch of ice cream. Yeah, if we could get her on here, we're going to do some ice cream licking. Legal, I guess.
Yeah, 18. I don't know what you mean. Oh, shit. You're rub some on your lips.
Now rub some on my lips.
Okay, you have something else?
Dude, that ice cream chick, seriously should be part of our logo.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to be part of our intro.
I'd really like to just hear confirmation, duh, right?
Yeah, I'd like to hear her be
She's and since I've been on the inside, you've only come up with 2 episodes. I wanted a lot more since then, right?
Yeah. Oh, shit. So anyway, we've been kind of on a theme in this episode of stupid internet sensations.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed the whole Keanu Reeves thing?
What?
Yeah.
Oh, all of a sudden everybody's
they think he's the greatest, not even actor, mm-hmm. But they're look, he's so wonderful and he doesn't do anything wrong, and it's he's just some dude. It's funny that we hold actors to such low standards that when one just isn't a dickhead one time, they think he's the second coming of Christ.
He's taking pictures with people and paying for their food and stuff.
He doesn't touch the girls when he takes the picture with
them.
Yeah.
He keeps their hand, Maybe he's a germaphobe or something.
Or maybe those girls disgust him because he can do so much better.
Yeah.
Think about it. If you took a picture with what you thought was a very ugly, gross woman, you're not going to be all on top of her. You're going to hold your hand away oof. So he can get any chick he wants, especially now. That dude could probably fuck any female that he wants.
He's like fucking some chick, his hands aren't touching her.
She's gross.
That's just a
He's
fetish
like, this
he
bitch
has.
is only a 9.
He has a fetish with not touching chicks. So, like, he's getting off by taking those pictures and not touching them.
He's trying to, like,
he's such a nice guy.
He's trying to, like,
while he's nutting his pants in the picture.
Yeah, I was like, he's trying to hands-free ejaculate while standing really close to a girl. That's his, like, kink. So, like, yeah, he's, like, worse than, whatever, than Louis or... Although, Louis used his hands to ejaculate.
Uh-huh.
I was listening to an old episode of ours the other day, when the Louis thing, something had just happened in his life or something, and we were talking about the Louis thing, and it reminded me, like, we had the right perspective from the start. It's good when you see that. Like, look, we were right on ice cream licking. Not only is it acceptable, you should do it. And we were right on Louis. Like, it's kind of weird to jerk off with people. You know what I always thought about the Louis thing is, like, and I think this is a lot of people, they're like, that's gross, I wouldn't do that. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't either, because I just can't, I don't, it'd be weird. But that doesn't mean it's wrong. There's a lot of things I wouldn't do. I can't dunk either. Yeah. It's not like all black guys should
I won't do it. I just won't do it. Right? Yeah. I won't dunk. Even if you ask me. Even if you pay me. Right?
But if you lower it 2 feet, I will dunk. No, but yeah, I think it's a lot of people were freaked out by Louis' thing because they don't like jerking off in front of people. And because I mean, to me, it's like, that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not for you to watch.
That's your thing?
Jerking off.
You're like, damn it, Louis. Like, were you listening to our podcast? We talked you into it. Somehow, in like way a long time ago, in the early episodes, we talked about that.
I'm pretty sure he did that way before the podcast came out. Sure. But yeah, that would be pretty cool. I just hope
we start thinking, like, what internet sensations have we? Well, like, have we ever talked about putting ice on our heads a long time ago? Like, you know what I mean? Like, we're trying to think of all the the classics.
Yeah. Well,
we played with cats and filmed it and talked about it, right?
If you
That's
could,
always, since there's been cats and cameras, there's always been cats and cameras.
Videos. Yeah. The ice cream one was the perfect one.
They probably invented a camera to record cats.
I'm sure. Right? That probably played a major role.
There was like a reel-to-reel. Like,
it was that and like tits.
Like they just put pictures of cats fast in motion.
That was the first movie.
Yeah.
It's like when you draw cats and you flip through it and make them do something cute.
Before they even had that, they just did a play where people dressed up like cats.
They really did. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. There's no way that play's good.
No, that's horrible.
Like,
that seems so horrible.
I think there's two kind of people. People who know it sucks and people who pretend it's good.
Yeah.
There's no way somebody enjoys that. They're like, man, I don't even know what they do.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just people dressed like cats on a stage is weird. I think it's just like those like artsy types like congratulating each other. Like
somebody did it as a joke. It didn't get taken as a joke.
Yeah, I'm saying it's so out there that people wanted to pretend they get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you see it at art museums where they'll do like this prank.
They're like, I think I know what this means.
Yeah.
This means, and they'll say like whatever. They'll be sitting there with their hand on their chin.
Yeah.
Rubbing it.
A hat with a question mark on it.
Yeah. And the guy like, this means in a past life he was, and then they have some of their own little like, you know.
Their own take on it. Meanwhile, the guy that wrote it's like, what if cats just ran around on the stage?
Yeah.
People dress like cats.
The guy's like, he's tails. Like, he said a question mark over a hat, right? Is that what you said?
You know, those hats with like a question mark on it. Just like art critics.
Yeah. Like, he just meant like a hat. Like, what, am I going to wear a hat or not today? And they're like, I think by this he means from his childhood. You know what I mean? Like,
his mother.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And everybody's like, yeah.
There's just no way the Nutcracker or Cats or Oklahoma, like, nobody likes that shit.
They find out, like, Picasso, he didn't just, like all this stuff. He, like, attached limbs to people. He was a murderer, right? And he was just preparing what he's going to do to his next victim.
He's going to show you what that lady's face is going to look like when he's done, like, caving it in.
Yeah.
But I think... I think that a lot of that, like, high concept art stuff really is just, like, say, if you took...
People, like, just throw paint on a thing and then just, that's it.
Yeah, and that's...
I mean, it doesn't mean anything. They grabbed paint, threw it at a thing, and then now it's art. That's like stupid.
It's stupid.
And they're millionaires.
It's stupid for the people who buy it. The person that's doing that's killing it.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine if I just went out in the garage and I was just like, oh, paint, I'm done, $1 million.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a bad way to make a living.
No. People are going to, like, buy it.
It takes you 5 seconds to make this painting.
So, like, I think in this one, he was thinking about his mother when he threw the paint. You know what I mean? Like, what do they think about those?
It's like, really, I was watching a football game, like, I was over my shoulder, watching TV.
I didn't even throw this one. The neighbor did, right?
I mean, if I could get... My son makes colorings and paintings every day at school. He brings them home, and it's like watercolor bullshit. I mean, it looks like fucking it's just trash. Like
most paintings do.
But I'm saying, like, it's just like, it's stupid. It's too much water mixed in the paint, so the paper bubbles up. If I could sell those for like $10,000 a piece, then I would just like make my son dress like real trendy. You know, like in a trench coat and a beret or something. And that could just be my job, is letting him paint shit at school. Somebody would buy it. All it takes is... See, if we knew like a multimillionaire, if you just knew one, and you got his wife to like buy a bunch of our work and then talk about it every time she's at an art place. Next thing you know, my son's famous. And we're rich. That's all it is. Those paintings aren't really good. There are paintings that are good. There are abstract paintings that are good too. But those ones where it's just like red paint splashed on a white canvas, nobody thinks that's good. Just like cats. Nobody thinks cat's good. Nobody thinks that's good.
I like the ones where people build things that are kind of cool.
Like the guy that sits like this?
I mean, that's just a sculpture or whatever. Sculptures, I guess, are decent. But I mean, like...
You mean like there's always... In movies, there's always a woman that does this, but she like welds stuff together?
Yeah.
It's always a
I
chick.
think Castaway?
Is that... Yeah, Castaway.
But I mean, like,
something that I watched recently was to say, it's always a woman that does that, and in real life, I don't know that any women do that. Not that women can't weld, it's just, they don't. It's like, let's be realistic. Like, our mom welded.
Yeah.
But mom
was... Our grandma welded.
Yeah, okay.
We actually are related to a long line of women welders.
Maybe women do weld.
You're like, women don't weld, right?
Except for
we're
my mom
closely
and my
related
grandma.
to.
And I think Hannah welds too.
We have a cousin.
3 female welders in our family, and I just was like, women don't weld. How sexist am I?
They also don't drive good, right? Like,
yeah, they don't.
If we're gonna be throwing that kind of stuff out there,
women really don't drive. Like, people are like, some women do. Of course, some women do.
They're like, there's a woman NASCAR driver. Has she ever won a championship?
There's only one, and she's never won.
They're like, yeah, but I mean, what? She finishes? You know what I mean? Like,
that would be like, I could drive a NASCAR. Like, I could go out there and race. I'm not gonna win.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna win, but I could go and drive in the circles. You know. Eventually, I would like think I got a chance this time. Go too fast and die. You know what I mean?
Doing cartwheels.
It'd be like that one when we went to a NASCAR thing with my father-in-law. It's night. The beginning is cool, and the very end, when you like, it's real close who won. It's cool. The middle is 3 hours of people making laps.
Been loud.
It was crazy loud. I had those like sound canceling headphones on, and it was still too loud. Yeah, like seriously. But So there was that one car. When it first started, I was like, oh, I want that car to win. And for some reason, he went like 55 miles an hour the whole race. I swear. Everybody else was doing like 180. He was going like 70. I was like, what the fuck?
It's the pilot car.
It wasn't. It was a race car.
That'd be funny, though. You're like, I want that one with the light on top.
I picked a car because it was sponsored by like Caterpillar or whatever.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, I know that company. I do work for.
It'll stand out when I see it a mile away from me.
Yeah. So I was like, I hope he wins. And he was like, he was
going in reverse.
He started off in the back, but I was like, it's 500 miles of racing. You got plenty of time to pass people, right?
500 miles?
I think it's the.
All right, I don't understand this part. So when they're like going around and they have to go to like a pit stop, they're like delayed that. Everyone else is still.
They have to drive this certain amount of laps.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody has to stop sometimes. So you just gotta like try to stop as less as you can, or be as quick when you stop as you can. Dude, this is no shit. I was like barely staying awake, but towards the end of the race when it had like 10 or 8 or 10 laps left. The race is like pretty much over. People were stopping, getting gas and shit. I was like, what the fuck? You're clearly gonna lose. What are you doing? Yeah.
You're the guys drinking champagne.
Some guys like getting new tires while they're like passing the finish line. Like, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, I remember telling my wife, I was like, am I missing something? Did that guy bet against himself?
That guy's already fucking models. And this guy's
pouring milk on his head or whatever. And
they really do pour milk?
I don't know. I think it's like what their sponsor is. Some guy's like, I'm sponsored by Battery Acid. This is going to suck.
Some guy's sponsored. Camel semen.
He's sponsored by Camel Semen. My uncle.
He's like, I really don't want to do this. Anyways. Oh, shit.
But imagine, let's say me and you.
Someone passes the finish line, right? I could see that, though. Someone's still like, I still got a chance. You don't.
It's just imagine
they're fighting for like 40th or something, right?
Imagine me and you are going to see our grandma.
I'm not going to be last this time. Put these tires on fast.
Imagine me and you are going to see our grandma, which is like a couple hours away, right?
Okay.
And you're like, last one there's a rotten egg or something. Or let's just say we're like, hey, I bet you $1,000 I could beat you there. I'm like, all right, bet. And we're racing there, and I'm passing you on the highway, then you pass me, and then we're like 3 miles from Granny's house, and I pull in because I kind of want a Diet Coke. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what it's like. And you're like, I'm gonna win.
I'm just gone.
I'm like, you might not. And you're like, I'll be there before you get your change. Like, what are you doing? That's what it was. This dude just stopped.
There's people about to finish, and they're like getting fuel, and then
the dude just got gas. And I told my wife, I was like, why would he do that? She's like, well, what if he ran out? And I was like, he might run out and lose. He's definitely filling up and losing.
Was he like close to?
It was close to the end of the race, a few laps.
Yeah, but maybe he still had a lot more laps.
I guess. I mean,
because they like overlap people.
Yeah, I mean, NASCAR's stupid.
Yeah.
But if he did, then it's like, who cares? Just run out and lose. You're going to lose anyway. If you're that
running out of gas in the middle of the highway, or in the middle of the,
He's out there with a gas can. His friends are going by. He's like, come on, guys.
He's carrying a gas can back and forth to the thing. He's pushing it, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's what he would do, is get it off in the middle of the...
I would imagine, like, if you're doing that, because those cars go so fast, and you break down right in the middle, you're just sitting in it like, fuck.
There's probably people that listen to this, or have listened to this before, thinking that we're, from Texas, that we probably like that kind of stuff, I
just don't get NASCAR at all.
No.
People that like it are like, Meadow Daggum Dale.
I don't get, like, people liking to watch other people drive cars fast at all. It's fun to drive a car fast.
Yeah.
But it's not fun to watch someone else do it.
No. It would be fun to go on that track and drive a car real fast.
Like...
watching it is weird.
Mental, I like that driver.
Yeah, Dale.
You know what I mean?
Jeff. They all have, like, redneck names.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like... and they all have, like, southern accents. Uh-huh. Even if they're not from there. Like, I think they fake it. Because there's some that'll be like... I was reading the program, and it's like... this dude is from, like, California. It's like, it's Jeff Gordon. And he's like, I had daggum old good race. And it's like, are you faking an accent?
Yeah.
Or is that how they talk in California? I don't know. I've never been there.
He's like, crikey. He's like, wait, hold on.
He's so fake.
He's like, that's something else.
But it's all southern accents. It's all, like, I get why people like it, because it's like, all those cars are, like, they're all the same kind of car. Uh-huh. So how you win is like figuring out when to get your new tires, or when to put your gas in, or who can drive the best. I get that, but to watch for several hours, we were there for hours. The fact that anybody enjoyed, because there were people that were smiling the whole time and like, yoo-hoo! Like, they're all pumped up. And like, I really thought that they were like playing a trick on me. Uh-huh. You can't like this.
Like, you're in the middle of it, and then everyone's going to start turning around laughing. Yeah. All the cars stop, and they're like, okay, we got him.
Like, you can't like this. Like, I get liking, the end was pretty cool, because...
it'd be cool if they're, like, going through, like, trees and, like, forests, like, Cruising USA kind of shit.
If they wrecked more.
But in a circle?
Perfect little oval. The track's like
Is there ever a chance, or is there ever, like, a whole race there's no wrecks at all?
There was no wrecks when I watched.
No wrecks?
No, like, wrecks. There was, like, sometimes the guy, like, skidded and pulled off to the side. There was no like cars doing cartwheels into the crowd. You know, I wanted car parts.
A guy goes flying out.
Yeah, on fire.
Gets cut in half by the fence.
You see his guts burning up into his body cavity. I wanted to see shit. I wanted to see a guy like crawling off with no legs.
Yeah.
And
then like get ran over.
Yeah. Then his arms get broken off and he's rolling.
Like, I don't think he has an antenna, but I mean, like, why would he? It's like guts hanging off the antenna.
I want to see a fucking redneck car just cartwheel and like go into the crowd and just decapitate like 40 drunks.
Like just take out all like the stands collapse.
I want a tire to hit me. I want to be part of it.
Yeah.
That's really what I wanted to see.
That's what everyone there is really wanting.
I wanted to see.
They're just not wanting their favorite driver to get hurt.
I wanted to smell burning flesh and tires. Mm-hmm. That's the whole reason I wanted to go. I want to see dead fucking bodies, and I want to see one of the famous ones die too. I don't want to see like the guy in the car that I liked going 50 miles an hour die. I want to see fucking like Dale Earnhardt or something.
Yeah.
Dead.
Junior.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you can go see him.
But that's real. I mean, and I think
he got a shovel, right?
People say that's the only reason people go. I think that probably 80% want to see that, and 20% are like, I want to go because I know Chevy engines are the best or something like that. You know what I mean? There are those guys. But I wanted so bad to just see, like, carnage. I want to see a fucking engine block go flying through the concession stand. You know what I mean? Something like that. And no, there was nothing like that. I wish that I was in charge of, like, obstacles.
It's a letdown.
It'd be cool to just, like, throw something out into the track, you know? Marbles.
Like if after, like, let's say it was like 10 laps. Let's just say it was 10 laps.
Yeah.
And then like every lap, there's like more dangerous stuff is out there.
And one of them is me with a rifle shooting tires out.
I mean, there's like, you haven't seen Iron Man 2, right?
I mean,
because they got those Formula 1s and there's like a bad guy destroying cars. Yeah. So like that's one of the obstacles. Right? You know what I mean? Like
some guy with like those like electric
like
whips.
Your car could be cut in half and you with it. And then, like, do you really want that $1 million or whatever, or milk poured on your face or whatever it is? Right? Just go to the fucking grocery store, spend $2.
Or just be like our fan and just dump it on you and leave. But I do think that it would be more fun if just occasionally, like, something like comes up that if a car hits it, it goes flying. Occasionally, not the whole race, I get it, but
there's like saws on the side so you can't get too close to the wall.
It just cuts through your door. Yeah. Like what is it? BattleBots.
Yeah, I was watching that earlier, actually.
Yeah, it's a pretty good show. But if BattleBots would like...
And NASCAR, get together.
Yeah, get together.
Oh, yeah.
Because I really, like the whole way there, I've never watched NASCAR on TV, so I just assumed there's always big, wild, crazy wrecks. So the whole way there, I was like, dude, I might get to see a death tonight. I was so excited. And I'm watching them just drive in circles. And then they get gas.
Like every hour, you're like, hey, this is going to be it.
Towards the end, because they're really like trying to...
Yeah.
Like...
They're pushing, like, changing their tires so they could have one blow.
Yeah, they barely got any gas in it, which that sucks. Somebody wrecks, I want them to have a full tank on their wreck.
Half a tank, there's a lot of fumes and it explodes.
I want to see, like, a flame just whip into the crowd. Like, I really, like... I don't know. I guess
it explodes where pieces of it are just cutting everyone's head off. Yeah. Like it's Final Destination.
The whole stadium, like all the exits have like burning tires in them so you can't get out. It turns into anarchy and we're like, people are cutting throats over the last popcorn bag and stuff because we've been in there for days now. Gosh. That's what I want to see. But
luckily it didn't happen because you took my jacket.
Yeah, I was wearing a fucking NASCAR jacket. Like a nerd.
Anyways.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we're going to end on that, right? Yeah. This has been episode 85. You got anything else?
No.
If you like this, go on there, iTunes, and...
Yeah, wherever you listen to it, leave reviews.
Yeah, please.
5-star ratings or whatever. Also, if you are the ice cream licking girl, email at thebadvibe@gmail.com.
When you're free.
Yeah.
Right? Whenever you're free from whatever chains you're binded with.
Yeah.
Go on there and tell us your story.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right, yeah. Or just go lick some ice cream again. It's a Bad Vibe Podcast told me to do it.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, do that. That would be amazing.
Okay, anyways, this has been episode 85. If you were listening to this, you are the Bad Vibe.